Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just do a quick market update and then go into questions as people join. This is Elliott Wave Sage. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So the market behaved as expected, as predicted, anticipated by the Elliott Wave structure. Yesterday, last night, I said expect a big rally, and we got that, and literally it failed right where it needed to. It did not break this high, so we may be entering the wave 3 of this flat correction tomorrow. Maybe PCE is going to be not what everyone expects, or some news. I think there's some news coming out, economic news. I think it's PCE and something else. I just don't remember. But I think we're set up for a big decline here, and this looks like some kind of distribution pattern. Now, you always have to keep in mind, you could always decide to like poke back up, but I believe that will fail pretty quickly if it does do that. It's not expected to in the SPY. However, the market does what we don't expect. Some people could label this as a 4, but clearly it's not a 4. Look how long it has taken compared to this 2. This whatever this is part of the reset of this entire cycle. So even if we pop above it, it would just be a different looking flat that would just fail dramatically. So to just keep in mind, if that's what happens tomorrow, it's not expected to do that, but we never know. The NASDAQ very weak. Again, predicted the rally. We got it right, right about at the 4 wave where you would have expected. I'm surprised the market makers gave us such a gift to get short, because I was afraid I missed the short opportunity the day before. But with this rally, it allowed everyone to reload their hedges, so I could keep the longs and reload. So it was a really kind of silly like move on the chessboard. So I feel like the market maker is boxed in here, because I've got great positions on longs and shorts now. I almost can't lose. And I don't think they'll allow that to stand very long. So I think a big move is coming to at least get one side of the market out of the picture. So I think that's how I looked at the market today. I looked at it as the last week playing chess with the market makers, getting positions, holding on GameStop, right? GameStop pumped today, right? Oh, we didn't, okay. So we didn't shake me out. And so now all of a sudden we've got great long setups and great short setups. So it's really strange that the market gave us this opportunity. And again, if it wants to do a double up into like this tomorrow, you could just keep adding, because this more than likely will fail next week, if not tomorrow. IWM, we're in this B wave connector. Looks like 5 waves down here. Counter trend should make another push lower at least. It could even bounce and go even lower than that later. The Dow Jones, we did need another high. I think we're still in wave 5 though. I think we're still in wave 5 at the moment. And let's take a look at it real quick. We got to go to the longer time frame. Let's probably go to the 4-hour and see where we're at. So yeah, see the 4-hour cycle hasn't really reset, and we're still with no divergence here. So the Dow Jones actually still looks like it could push a little higher in this 5th wave. Trying to get some bearish divergence to finish this out. Could be one more high. And then a pullback, probably down to 40,004. And if we're lucky, fill this gap here, 40,000 even. So that's a pretty healthy pullback. 42 is a couple thousand points. We'll probably lose in the next 2 to 3 weeks on the Dow Jones. That's what it looks like to me in 3 waves. So that's the market stock-wise. Let's go to the Bitcoin like we normally do. Bitcoin starting to ready to take its next swing lower. This looks like a 3-wave move, like 1, 2, 3, a connector, and we'll make another swing down for a bigger relief rally. And we're just going to kind of grind lower in 3 waves until we get to our target. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll do something like this, and then have a bigger bounce, and then just kind of keep on going. You get the idea. Oil, very dangerous area. Oil wants to break down so bad, but it's running out of time in space here. The pattern is coming to a conclusion at any moment, one way or the other. One side of the market in the energy space is about to get blown the F up. It is going to get blown up. This setup is an oil market crash here, but if it can pump, it will do the opposite. It will crash upward. So very big binary move about to happen in the oil and energy market. My bias is still lower, but we got to keep an eye on it, because once we start pushing high, we break these pivots, it will go fast, and we should be above $86 before anyone realizes what happens. And then that will make us on our way to probably $112, $120. And we would want to get long energy when that happens. XLE, XOM, just market buy it, guys. Because then that's going to enter a grand super cycle wave 3. And we really haven't started that cycle, but I believe that will start that cycle if oil does the opposite of what's shown here. Gold looks like it still has a more upside today. We broke this high again, like a 1-2-1-2, just grinding higher. Silver could make another swing down to 28.50, 28.25. This would be a great dip buy opportunity. If silver wants to do this, this would be your opportunity to go long for this wave 3 of 5 to 35, but there is a chance it's already finished, and that just won't happen. The dollar index should be pushing lower if this is the right count here soon, although this 4, as you can see, this took a little bit, so it could get a little more complicated. So it could drop and swing upward. What's the yen doing? We haven't been looking. Stuck, indecisive, sideways, no move yet. But if we break this low, yen carry trade part 2 comes back in the picture. 20-year. So this is getting a little too extreme here for a 1-2-1-2. So this is something else now. This is something else. We need to kind of take a look at this, and we'll have to study this just a little bit more. I hadn't looked at this until now. So taking a step back, we had the buy bonds here, 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 and here. I mean, we called every swing right, but now it's doing something not expected. Okay, is the PCE going to be hot, guys? Is it going to be hot? Is this going to do something we don't expect? Because look, we only have 3 here, and we have 5. So bigger picture, we need to zoom out. Maybe this is not labeled right here. Maybe it's a 3 and a 3, and then this is a 3, 3, 5. Or perhaps C is already done, and we're early. Let's look at the divergences and see. Uh-oh, look at that. We erased divergence. So the bond market today would concern me if I was expecting more downside. I'm going to erase this and show you an alternative view that may become the primary view after tomorrow's news. Let me just put it to you that way. This could be something a little different than I have here. Because we have 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and that looks like, let's see here, 3 waves down. So this pattern could be, and again, Elliott wave's a little bit subjective, but it technically, I thought this was 5, but this could be 3, only because the divergence was barely erased here. 3 and 3, and we broke this low and we erased divergence. It's possible this whole move is done and we're about to go into a rate increase spike. Just saying, this is the trend line you want to keep an eye on. As long as we're behind it, you could still expect more downside, okay? So I think the bond market today has been acting in a way that worries me because it's pushing higher. It's not we're not getting that continuation, and we may be seeing a daily cycle come to an end, which would be the first warning sign. Rates may not be going lower like we all expected. There's your daily. This breaks. The rates are going to go higher from here, and inflation's coming back, guys. And we won't get to these lower targets. And what does this mean? It means we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, watch this. Watch it. You got to be careful. I wanted it to come a little lower, but the market's going to do what it's going to do. But this is how we anticipate freight trains coming at us, and we get out of the way. We don't just hold our positions and hope things are going to be different. I am telling you now, the bond market is starting to behave in a way that concerns me, but not to the point where it's sell all your TLT. Not yet. But you need to be watching it. You need to be watching this. We really need follow through to the downside in the next, I would say, 3 to 4 days, or this pattern lower may come to an end, and we'll be starting a new cycle higher, which actually makes sense if the technology has entered a bear market and is peaked. And also makes sense if energy is going to run. And that would all fit together if the PCE comes in way hot. And then they're like, shit, no rate decreases, guys, are bad. In fact, we may have to raise rates. Can you imagine the embarrassment? But that's what the market does. It humbles traders and even humbles Fed officials that try to spike the football. Anytime a trader likes to post on the internet, bears are stupid, or bull, in your face, I had like a bull's like in your face or whatever. I mean, sure enough, the market like reverses in the next 24 to 48 hours. When I see sentiment like that, start posting. So that's essentially what the Federal Reserve did with inflation on last Friday. It was an in your face, in your face. We did it. Well, guess what? The market's gonna probably humble you, because that's what the market does to overconfidence. That's what I'm starting to see. I lost my VIX. Let me go up to the VIX. I dropped it somehow. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. The VIX is being very erratic, very complicated structure. A lot of ways to interpret it. I'm just giving you my interpretation based on just my experience as a trader. We have 1, 2, 3 for an A, 1, 2, 3 for a B. We pulled a flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The flat finished. I believe we erased divergence. Let's see. Let me go to it here if I can find where we are on the cycle. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right there we kind of did. The 4-hour does show a little bit of bullish divergence, so that is a little concerning. But if it's a flat, it's not like that troublesome. But anyway, the most important thing, we want to be above 15.18. If we're above 15.18, of course we're in this new cycle higher. It's finding a hard time getting out of the wedge again. Look, every time it tries to break out of the wedge, slam down, slam down, slam down, slam down, slam down. But man, when we finally get out of the wedge with the right news that scares the market shitless, this market is going down big time. That whenever that moment happens in like a flash crash manner, you won't have time to get your hedges on because the robots will trade faster than you can. My guess is when this pattern breaks, More than likely, the VIX is going to see the 50% back at least from this peak. And the 50% back would be about 35 VIX, 40. So we're looking at a 3 to 4%, maybe 4% down day. So that is probably coming. We just don't know when. It's like a ticking time bomb that's ready to go off at any moment. But then when that happens, then the VIX could either go back down and go to all new lows to this highlighted area, market goes to new all-time highs, or it will continue to build into a super crash, break this peak, and then just use your imagination how high it goes. Probably circuit breaker time. So that's the situation the market's in, guys. But the VIX, they're trying to push the VIX down, but it's not working anymore. They're not able to get the VIX to the point to juice the market. You know, that's the play. You slam the VIX, you juice the market. Aladdin loves to do that, but it's not working. It's just not working anymore. And I think Aladdin's losing control of the VIX short, and they're about to it's about to unravel in their face. That's what's about to happen. That's what I see happening here. A battle that I believe the Bears will win. Okay, let's go to Super Chats, guys, and answer your questions. Again, I'm moving, guys. I may do another live stream tomorrow, depending on what happens. But if it's not really interested in price action tomorrow, I won't do one. I'll be on Twitter as much as I can, and then you'll just have to navigate on your own. My guess next week we should see continuation lower, but the way this market trades, if we just go down in a couple days, we could look for a reversal maybe at 540, 536 if this is the count pattern. The triple Qs is a wild card. If we can't find support at 450, then it's definitely coming back to break this low, and that's how I would trade this. But that's what I would expect. If we do want to make a new high tomorrow, that's almost certain to fail next week. Okay. Carl, let's go to your super chat. WEN. Wendy's. They may be getting hit by the GLP-1, phenomena, and just don't want to admit it. But let's take a look at this chart. So right away you could see there's one cycle here and another cycle that you're still in. So you're actually looks kind of weak here. Let's take this one step at a time. 1, 2. This would be too short for 3. You know, 4. So there's that. One cycle. 2. And then you have this cycle. I wouldn't label this as a 3, 4 or anything like that. So it's got to be another 1, 2 here. Just no other choice. Now, here's the issue I've got. This is only in 3. So my guess is it's still some kind of wave 2 price action here and a nasty flat correction that's going to continue to retest this low here. It should retest this low, but stay above this pivot. That's the idea. That's the hope. And it's got to be this. It's got to be that. There's really no other count that would work for me. And it looks like it's about to have a wave 3 breakdown. A biblical breakdown in wave 3 to retest this low. All right, thanks for the super chat, man. And by the way, guys, we got Dollar General right? Someone asked me about that a week or so ago. What did I say? It was going lower, and people thought there's no fucking way, excuse my language, I was going lower, right? They said that, but it did because the chart said it. Now the news, the news makes sense. The consumer is strapped. Well, yeah, but the chart indicated that. So anyway, so that what does this chart indicate? It indicates either GLP-1s are taking a hold of these fast food places and the consumer is strapped and they can't afford to eat at Wendy's anymore, or both. All right, Caleb, let's go to your questions. And one thing, guys, you have to understand about trading stocks too is you have to be able to move in and out, and you have to be able to take the setup, and if the setup's gone, leave it. Hope is the worst emotion of a trader. Hope. Just because you love a stock or it used to be a good stock doesn't mean it could suck now. You have to be able to walk away from stocks and find something else. So it looks like it's about to hit the buy area here. You have the divergence you want. You have the wave 3 low. Here, it looks good. So the idea is it's just going to pull down in 5, and then somewhere around here it'll be bottom. Okay, no change. Like I said, these charts don't change. Like in 24 hours, the chart almost never changes. This looks like it bottomed and it's going up. So as you can see, like these charts are just playing out just like we expected. So tomorrow we'll probably check it. It'll probably be up here. I mean that's just the way these charts have been working out for us now. There's always a chance the two could go deeper, but it looks like you're up here. AMC is trying to reverse with GME. I was trying to figure out which one is going to go first, right? I thought AMC would go first. Looks like GME dropped news today about not needing bank financing anymore. They can finance their own operations, which also freed them from covenants that prevented them from mergers and acquisitions, which they're now able to do. So that's GME's chart. Very, very simple, right? Okay, it's got to stay above 1983. But what if it doesn't? Well, it could be a double correction. And I mentioned that this is a possibility because this was so deep that it could bounce and fail and hit 1929. That's GME's chart. Okay, so just understand that it could still come back here just again, but it still just be a buy. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it made too much of an extension. AMC is trying to come off the low in sympathy, and I would label this cycle finished. And it looks like maybe a 1-2, 1-2 setup here, something like this, or it's corrective. So we don't know until probably until tomorrow develops. If it's corrective, then this, of course, is going to push lower, right? And this box is no longer valid, and it would do something like this. It'll do something like that, trying to hold that low at 441. So we don't know. We don't know. I wish we knew. But I do think there's a good chance it could be over. Let's look at the higher cycles and just see what those look like. Daily cycle still in correction in GME. I'm sorry, in AMC. GME, the daily cycle almost broke today. Well, we almost got a super pump. So today could have been one of those days where they would have halted the stock from trading, would have been up 40%. But they just rejected it here. So the bulls almost pulled it off, but they'll need another push higher to seal the deal. And then we'll have, oh my God, trading stopped and halted. It's just going to be up here and then up here. And that's why I'm saying, guys, you can't just think, oh, I'll just get in. Like you got to like stick your neck out there and buy this, right? You got to buy this. Okay, so it didn't bounce here. But as long as the structure's still solid, you don't know. Did I know there was going to be major news today? No, but there's news. What if there's news on earnings coming up here? Like, we don't know, but the chart is telling you this is ready to roll, guys. These are ready to pump hard. They're ready to go. I just don't know the exact time and day. I just know it's soon. It's going to happen. The chart, as long as we're above this low. All right, Meta. Looking for another swing down in all the mega cap stocks. I would say all of them, and Meta's no exception. We had this chart for weeks, and it looks like we should be pushing down again in a three-wave down, something like this. Again, two could come up higher, of course, but that's what I'm looking for. Something like this. We're looking for more downside. And it could actually be substantially lower. because it's ended the whole cycle from the low at $88. You got a top-in pattern, should play out, should break, could see 320, 280, may even see lower than that. But that's what we're doing. If people have these moon boy hopes and dreams, guys, you missed the move, guys. The move in tech happened. The people that bought at 88 or down here, they're taking profit. You're helping buy their Lambos, okay, guys? They made it. They bought the trade down here. When I was telling people to go long tech, they were doing that here, and I was getting death threats for saying that, probably because I was giving the answers to the test, and they didn't want people to know. Well, now I'm telling you guys, people need to be selling tech. If you have dreams of this, it's probably not going to happen. You're going to be left holding the bag as this too plays out. So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen, guys. Okay, something like that. All right, Square. Let's take a look at Square. Let's see, there it is. So Square, we tried to make this flat here, and then we failed. So that's never a good sign. So now we have a setup that we're going to go lower if this is going to stay bullish. So if you were trading this in long, you should have left it and stopped out, and you shouldn't trade it anymore. I'm trying to teach you guys how to trade. This is not tradable anymore. This had a buy here, it pumped, and it failed. You stopped out. Now it's not tradable, okay? But people still love to trade these for some reason. I'm just saying it's not a good setup. So it looks like it's in a 1-2-1-2 to the downside, and it should have a big move down any moment. It's just going to come back to retest this low, but if it breaks this low, it will be a catastrophe for the stock, because this would be a connector for that whole move. It would have to do a whole new cycle. It'd probably go to single digits at some point. So you really have to hold this low as this plays out. Okay, GDX should go higher. That is something that I'm bullish on right now. GDX is a buy. CNBC was pumping that today. For once, I agree with them. They should buy. You should be going long GDX, and I gave that buy here, and we should be having some good upside coming. That's the idea. As long as we're above $38, it should continue higher. And it was a buy last night on my live stream. Now it's not a buy, but there's no change. This is the pattern. All right. All right, Bama. Let's see. UUU looking okay, coming out of its first pullback, and should be seeing a push higher as well. I'm starting to really see these commodities wanting to make another move higher. So I think we truncated here, but we don't have that confirmation yet. Hoping to get that any day now. So we're still below the trend line, so we don't have bullish confirmation. But if we can make another swing higher, that would confirm the low. So there is still a risk of another drop lower to this $3.80 area, but I just like to buy more of it. But it does look to me, I see 5 swings in here. It does look like it's going to push higher to maybe 534, and that should reset the cycle if it does that. So looking at this bigger picture, I mean, looks like some kind of 1, 2 here. Put the 1 there, ABC. And then this looks like another 1, 2 here. 1, 2. So this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. Very bullish, right? As long as you're above 460, it could see a powerful wave 3 come into existence. And in fact, this actually could even be a running flat here. In this wave 2, like a 1, 2, 1, 2, and an A, B, C with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, that's how I would label that. So that's what I'd be looking for, something like this. We should be coming out of this, hopefully, to the upside. All right, SIGA, let's see. SIGA Technologies. All right, so we still have this 2 wave here. It's still holding. This is a mess, but this looks like a triangle connector, so I'd be really careful in it. There could actually be more downside coming. This looks actually like something like a connector here, like an A, B, C, D, E. So watch for something like this. That's what I think is going to happen. And then you need to stay above 686. This is a triangle. When you see patterns like this, it's usually a connector wave. That's a trend continuation, not a trend reversal. Okay. Yes. So the 7-year bond market, if you heard my speech on the bond market earlier, is at a crucial point. The bond market's about to behave in a way that wasn't expected, which means we need to be prepared for a reversal. All right, which means when we may not make the low. Now, what's interesting is the 7-year. Take a step back, bigger picture at the 7-year. Let's just get rid of all this. Okay, big picture. The 7-year, a beautiful 3 waves, and look, we almost missed the buy area. So this logically could easily be done here, right? Look at that divergence erased. I'm putting the low here, guys. I think this is the clue. This is the canary in the coal mine telling you the bond market's not going any lower. Rates may not go any lower, guys. The interest rates may be on the next move higher. I think the 7-year is telling you that right here. Beautiful 3 waves. Here's your buy area on rates or short area on bonds. 5 waves up, ready for the powerful wave 3. That's what it looks like. I think what you need to keep an eye on is the trend line to get the confirmation here. That trend line, let's look at the cycles too. The daily cycle is about to break higher. So this is another one. You're right up there. You break that cycle, the low's in. The low's in. So you guys in long bonds, you need to be very careful. But this is why you have to watch the market every day. What I'm doing now, hopefully you can learn on your own. So if you're in positions, you're like, all right, I was long here. Now it's, you know what? I wanted profit here, but that's not, market's not giving me, I need to bring the register and get out of the freight train. Get out of the way of the freight train. Because I think there's a freight train coming and interest rates higher. It's just, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the commodities wanting to go higher, right? Gold and silver going higher. The miners going higher. Uranium's going higher. Rates going higher. Oil is finding a bid. It's not really breaking down. That is the bear market trade, guys. That's the stagflation trade. And tech looks like it's peaked. Nvidia looks like it's peaked. I mean, connect all the dots across the market. The dollar index is way oversold. Maybe it's going to reverse soon higher earlier than we thought. Okay, I'm just saying, let's be careful. Be careful. If we do want to push lower in bonds, you'll have to take this divergence out. So it'll be a pretty big drop, but then you definitely will be in a buy area rates or short bond area here if that happens. So we don't have confirmation of the reversal yet, but you have to be watching it like daily to see what's going on. All right, and thanks for the the wishes on the move. I appreciate that. All right, next super chat, Leslie L. All right, let's go to yours. Fun. Let's see, how's that doing? Fun. Six Flags. All right. Well, didn't Disney World Land not do well, right? Because their pricing, people aren't paying those prices for the parks anymore. Jim Cramer went on a rant about they need to lower their ticket prices. So this looks like a 3-wave move down. That looks like 5 up. An incomplete structure here that should be completing. So it looks like to me some kind of 1-2-1-2 pattern here. Something like that. So this looks like an incomplete, like an AB or WXY type thing in a flat. It's going to probably play out as a flat. So we're looking for this area eventually. So I would be looking for something like this. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B. Yeah, put that there. That's what I'd be looking for. But this doesn't look like 5 waves to me. Well, let's go to the. Yeah, see, that looks like just 3. Now it looks like it could be due a counter trend rally here. Something like that. Now this would be pretty bearish, but that's how I think that's going to play out. Something like this. Okay, GLP. Global Partners. All right, so Global Partners. Obviously big cycle here. And it looks like you've got very bullish chart here. Looks like I got a 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like something like that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I wouldn't put the 3 there. I would just put another 1, 2 here. So you're in this 2 wave. This looks like 5 down to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think you'll have another swing lower at some point. So this rally is likely to fail somewhere, maybe here, maybe higher, and then make another low for a dip buy. That's what it looks like to me because there's 5 down. But looking at the big picture, you see how that's in 3. This looks like 5. Yeah, so I'm going to call it like this. You know, I don't know when it's going to end. It could even go higher, so we don't know. But that's what I think will happen. UAL, an airline. All right. All right, so we had the X in here. So we had this 5 waves up in this really nasty looking pattern, 3 waves. 1, 2, 3 connector, 1, 2, 3 W, 1, 2, 3. Let's just look at this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's your X. Then you come down in 5. A. Yep, B, and then one more low. So we need one more push lower. It should stay above this high, but it's going to probably break this, and this. It's pushing lower in this C leg. So it needs to finish an impulse. Looks like you've got but this could be labeled a lot of different ways. More than likely, it could even be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 for a big move down. So I'm not going to label this leg because there's too many possibilities. But I think ultimately, whatever happens here, it will resolve lower. We should take out these lows and also all this divergence. This will need to get taken out. So this will drop. Take this out, but stay above this peak. And the price needs to stay above this dark black line. If it doesn't, the next target is $7. So we just don't know how it'll play out, but I think it will be supported here just like this. All right, good luck. Okay, next. Jeremy, PHGE. PHGE. Yeah, you know, if you guys were day trading and you played that pump today, you guys are geniuses, right? Because a lot of people were too short or they didn't take profit on their shorts the day before. But I knew because of when the Elliott wave showed it, and also just human nature and the poker nature of the market, right? The market's like more like poker, not chess. Just told you it's just not going to be that easy, right? Um, that's why tomorrow can even be higher too. But like I said, if they want to do it higher tomorrow, it's just going to be another opportunity to load up your hedges or shorts or whatever you want to do. Um, so it is in the buy area here. Um, so there's not enough price data to properly analyze it, but looks like you have big three waves down there. So that's usually a W, an X, and then you got some kind of Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like 5 here. So that looks like you're still in Y. And then this is AB. So it looks like to me you have A, B, and you have C. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like C is already starting because you broke this low. You see that? So you're already in C. So where can you go from here? Well, you'll have to trace out an impulse and you just start it. Like it hasn't even, like you don't even have wave 1 done yet. See, negative. So this is probably just go to 0 if it still can exist in the marketplace. Yeah, see, it's trading up 126. It actually pumped to $16. That's crazy. That's insane. Something like that, maybe. Good luck. Good luck. But yeah, I think you've got this whole new leg lower starting. But this looks like it needs a counter trend rally soon. All right. All right, Johnny. AP stock and MLGO. All right. All right. Never heard of these guys, but I'll do it. Looks like 3 down here. Connector. Or actually a flat. This would be a flat. And then you broke the low. So you set up a whole new cycle lower. Now that's good. See how you erase that divergence all the way through? So that's good capitulation. So that's possible that's the low there. So we have 3 connector. Yeah, I think we can talk ourselves into this being complete here. There you go. Let's look at that. So the shorter time frames really need a little more bullish divergence. So it may have another low. It may not. It may need what it needs to create a little bit of bullish divergence in this wave 5 to make it an impulse, and you just haven't done that yet. So I think it does have a little bit more downside coming, but maybe one more swing lower. Let's see. Or a couple more. So that's how I want to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for another 1, 2. Then 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm just going to label it this way. So something like this is what I'm thinking. We could be off by a swing, but there's always a chance. And, classic Elliott wave theory would have just done this, right? And we would have said we're finished. So if we do break If we do break this, which it looks like we're about to do that, then you have to just go with this count. But it's finding trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes lower. But it's close to the end here. It's close to the end. Let's see if it's at any fib level. See, look at that. It nailed the fib level exactly. Look, 125. Boom. So yeah, more than likely this is finished right here. Right. And this is definitely some kind of five-wave move. I don't have to label it, right? You could see your 1, 2, your 3, 4, your 5. So this is it. So it's almost done. So what does this company do? Minerals, go figure. Inflation, right? These are the trades you want to be in, guys. You don't want to be in like Nvidia and Facebook and Apple. This is the shit you want to be in. And thanks for bringing this to our community's attention because this could be very lucrative in the future. All right, cool. MLGO. MLGO. So this is this penny stock. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you see how it erased divergence? It extended. So that's why you can't bottom tick or top tick using Elliott waves because it doesn't predict the extensions. The market could just keep extending in perpetuity forever until you go broke. So you really have to wait for more of a confirmation. You have to really wait for that. Confirmation of the reversal, then it's better to go long, something versus trying to bottom or top tick it. But here it is. So I think it's got to have to grind lower, bounce, grind lower, because it extended, it erased divergence, and it could just keep doing that. By the way, it doesn't have to stop. But here's your trend line. As long as you're below it, the downtrend will continue. But once we cross the trend line, then you could get more bullish on it. And that would be part of the confirmation I would be looking for. Okay, which would mean this is labeled the swings we're not off. Because again, I could always play around with the count to make it finish, but typically we'd want to see a little bit of bullish divergence between the 4 and the 3 and the 5 of this leg, and we don't really have that. So I think it's very likely you're going to get more downside. All right, Mitso. All right, Unity. So again, people don't want to give up hope. It hit our extreme. Look at that. It hit our extreme buy area. We had this for months, and that's probably finished. So yeah, look, this whole cycle's over. Look, it bounced. So the low could be in Unity. I would say what invalidates it is this level right here at 1392. It's bullish off that low. Now, if we break that low, this company's toast. And again, I don't know why, but whatever they're selling, no one's buying it, anymore. Whatever they do. Let's try to label this and see if we're successful. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. But see, that's only in 3 waves. That's only 5. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks impulsive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you erase divergence, so this is in 3. So it's a couple things. It's either finished here, and it's like in a really good position to launch, or it's going to double correct for another second chance entry at 1541, as long as you're above 1393. So there you go. So it could drop. It doesn't have to. It could just keep going. We don't know, but I think it's supported. It'll be supported here. All right, HSI. Again, we're expecting more downside in the Hang Seng and stuff, and let's just take a look. So we're still in this connector. So we have this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're in the final push higher of the connector wave. So this should come to an end soon, and when it does, we should have a big move lower. What price invalidates the downward move? Well, let's take a look at the higher cycles. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Well, obviously, yeah, we're resetting that. So that's not helpful. The monthly cycle, maybe, because that would indicate we're correcting the whole leg. So this is interesting. See how the monthly cycle broke on this peak? So that is something that makes me wonder. Well, see, that's why I have this move coming, this one. The reason I think this is going to happen is I don't see the Hang Seng going to the moon while the rest of the world markets crash this fall, this next 4 to 5 months. So this is what I'm thinking we're going to see. But, what would invalidate it? I mean, an impulse. I guess an impulse off the low, an impulse. But we don't really have that, right? Because you have 3, a connector, and 3. I can't really get 5. You keep, so maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't look impulse. It has a corrective look to it. Or you have to take this high out, but by then it's probably too late. That's why I don't like trading it. So I just ignore China. I find other things to trade. There's tens of thousands of symbols out there. I don't need to trade China. And with PDD breaking down and other stuff, and then knowing the world markets are going down, why would I think China would go higher? It just doesn't process in my mind. The world markets all move together typically. They just move in different degrees, depending on the situation. But it does look like it needs a little more upside here. And why? You want to erase this peak here. You want to push it up. So it looks like it can go a little bit higher here. Jose, if you listen to what I was saying earlier, the TLT is in danger. The bond market showed you a major warning sign the last couple days that it may be reversing, and the TLT may, I hate to say it, may not be going higher. And again, I don't make the market. I wish it would get to our target 3.7, but the market's going to do what it's going to do. The 7-year is already at the buy area essentially. You erase I mean, we want it to go lower, but we don't control the market. So I think the TLT could be in danger of topping out here. But has it confirmed it? No. Have we have a definitive, yep, this cycle is ended? No. I'm just telling you it's in danger. So if you got your whole stack in TLT and you're watching your money go down and down and down as the bond market's pushing higher, you gotta leave that trade. Don't hope, because it may never come back here for a long time, years, perhaps many years. So I'm just saying the TLT could be in danger. Let's look at TBT, the opposite, the leveraged short bond fund, see what that looks like in a minute. So yeah, see, I want this 5th wave, but what if we don't get it? What if this is just a corrective bounce? If it's just a corrective bounce, then this is just a connector. and it's just going to go to new lows. So we don't know. It's got to make its move soon, or it's going to be too late. So yeah, I want it more upside, but again, today is showing me that that may not happen. What we want may not happen because guess what? We don't make the market. The market is impossible. Now the TBT, let's take a look at the TBT and see what that looks like. The short bond setup. Yeah, see, even this isn't in. See, this is why this would be unusual to have to see. I still think the rates should fall technically, but maybe that was 2 here. What do I know? Or maybe we're still in B even. But anyway, we'll just keep an eye on it. There's really no trade in bonds here. I'm just saying if you're long bonds from these areas down here, you may want to start thinking about taking your profit, because if you keep holding, you may lose all your profit and it may never come back. That's all I'm saying. But you have to do what's best for you and decide that. I'm seeing signs that the cycle may not continue higher. That's all I'm saying. And the data comes. You know, we try to look at the data every day. That's why you have to look at the data every day and update. The Elliott waves is dynamic. You have to change it as the data changes. It's not like a thing that just sticks and stays fixed. It's not like the law of gravity and never changes. This chart is the word, the gospel, the holy gospel, or scripture. Like it has to be fluid. You have to change with the data. And you can't get mad at. You got to have intellectual honesty. You got to change. You can't have hope. You have to just be able to go with it, and not get emotional either, or get angry at me for changing. But that's what people tend to do. The data is the data, so we just change it. So yes, we had to trade here. All right, we got profit at 97. We bought it at 86. Yeah, I wanted 115. We didn't get it. Oh well. Well, we got something. Right? It's better than nothing. If you do nothing, you'll lose it all, and then you'll have nothing. And you'll actually be at a loss. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to figure out what you want to do for yourself here. All right. All right, Victoria. Cryptos. I like cryptos. All right. Again, my forecast for Bitcoin is lower, so we have to keep that in mind as we look at our crypto. Oh, did this hit a buy area? Look at that. Kind of like Link Coin, it hit a buy area, but did we get the right swings in? Looks like we did. So here's the thing with AVAX. You only have 3 off the low. So if we could get one more swing higher, that confirms the bottom's in. One more swing higher confirms the low. So we don't know that. Now if we break 1741, then of course it's extending lower. And it's gonna probably break this low at 8 and go. It's just gonna be, the chart will be broken. It'll be a broken chart. It would be very bearish. I'll just say that. So it really needs to hold this level. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, there's not enough space. I think it's got to do what I have here. If it can't do that, it's in a lot of trouble. But I would just assume it's bullish above 1743. If I bought it here, which is where my buy was, you should just hold it and let the market stop you out. If not, you may have got a major low for your crypto cycle on that. KAS, where's that? KAS hit the buy area. It's the same conversation. I mean, it's the same thing. That's the low. You should have been filled here, and now you just got to hold it. Let the market stop you out. You let the market stop you out. So there we are, 2 for 2 on those 2 coins. You should be set, right? You should be set. I assume you're the one that asked me about these last time. This looks like so this is a mess here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. We didn't end with Divergent. I'm not even going to try to label this. Just as long as you're above 12.5, it's bullish. Let the market stop you out. If you break this low, again, just like AVAX, it's game over. It's got to hold. ING. And here we are, 3 for 3. So 3 for 3 on crypto bottoms, 3 waves and Y. That actually looks like 5 waves up. Now let's go to a lower time frame. Yeah, so that one looks impulsive. So out of the 3, this one looks like, I guess, the most promising to have found the low. But we could be wrong, right? So we just, but again, it needs to hold 1344. And if it doesn't, what does this one become? All right, so this one would be a little different. If this one doesn't hold, then Y extend it, and it will take another. You see how this went in 3? It will do another one of those, like kind of snake, and then finish. And it would finish it probably will finish above this low. It would just go deeper. So good luck on that. Good luck. All right. Thanks for the wishes on the move, Dylan. SOXS. Yeah, I was really tempted to buy that, but I'm being really cautious. I'd rather SQQQ, but if those are brave enough. Because here's the thing with SOXS: it is in the buy area. Okay, it looks like you have an impulse off the low. You have 3 waves down. It's in the buy area. So obviously it's reversed, right? The trend's over. The downtrend's over. We're in a new uptrend. The problem is now this is an important low. This 2057 has to hold. Has to hold. How to label this could be too many things. It could be a 1 2 1 2. Could be a 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Could be a 1 and then a 2. So won't label it, but it is in an area ready for a big reversal out of this. And just look at this pattern. Left, head, right. We break this, we'll be out probably 64 bucks. That's what could be in play. Semiconductors could be about to get obliterated. Just saying. Now, Nvidia's news didn't really allow itself to be obliterated, so that would have to be more of a Q3, Q4 news event. But maybe we're trading up here in November. The next earnings report comes out. Let's see, today's August, end of August, so it's like end of November. So maybe we're trading up here, and then November, then we get that big move. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. But we may look back at this. Could have been one of the best buy opportunities for a triple levered fund like this. But yeah, I guess you could, like I said, you could speculate and buy it here. I would just put your stop at 2051 and see what happens. All right, lab down. Lab down was kind of a frustrating short because the Russell changed its structure, and because the Russell's going higher, I would expect lab down is going to go lower. So lab down will bounce here, but what we're going to be looking for is a deeper pullback. So see, I had this in a flat, but we actually impulsed down by breaking that low. So we finished the 4 wave here, and now we're in this 5th wave. So we're in this 5th wave. This looks like I said, a 1, 2, 3, 4, some kind of 5 here. Well, let's label this properly. Right, something like this. right? It always mirrors the Russell, and what is the Russell going to do, right? I was just showing you the Russell should be pulling back here, right? And then making another high. So lab down, we'll be making a little bit more upside, and then it will go lower. And then that's it. Game over, game set match. Okay, SCO, really crazy. Oil is at a major point. So let me put it to you this way. If oil breaks this high at 76.97, I would dump SCO as fast as you can, because this thing could explode out of this in the opposite way while the bears overplayed their hand. And SCO will get annihilated. Okay? That's what's at stake. Now, of course, the opposite's true. So there's a huge move coming in energy, guys. The energy market is coming. The poker match is almost over. The game, everyone has their whole stack in the middle of the table right now on the energy market, and someone's about to lose it all. I'm still thinking it's the Bears are going to win this. I really do, but I'd rather react to the news than guess it here. But I'll go to the SCO chart and we can look at it together and just see. So we traded this pretty well, right? Buy here, pulled back, buy here, launch, and just like oil, we don't know, right? It could be this. It could be ready to moon in a massive wave 3 to the upside. This could be the setup, or it could be the bearish interpretation, right? The bearish interpretation, and this takes a swing lower and takes these lows out. There's no clue. There's no way of knowing. We didn't take this high out here. It could easily make another push lower, and then that would push out and take this low out. If you take this low out, you'll take that one, and then SCO would go all the way to 13. You see how the domino effect, the avalanche, how it happens so quickly by losing pivot. The pivots are all stacked up like this. So if you're trading in this space, just know what's at stake. You're at the poker table with those guys. They have the energy whales and market makers have their whole stack in right now. Neither side is capitulated, but we're about to find out who the winner is. And whoever loses is going to lose a lot. Big losses. Major losses coming. That's what I see in that chart. Yeah, Jose, yeah, the 10-year yield, I think we got to keep an eye on it. I wish it would go lower, but sometimes the market doesn't do what you wish it would do. All right, let me just go through the normal comments, and I'll try to do a little more here since I'm not going to be on for a while. So Tesla, guys, how did it counter trend, or how did it look today? Okay, we did counter trends. We didn't go as high as I thought we would. Watch for the double up. Watch for the double up tomorrow, because normally you lose the whole 5. So watch for the double up tomorrow. The ABC, watch for that. Now it doesn't have to do that. Now if we break this low at 201, it's game over. Boom. So we don't know. So there's no clue. But again, if I'm thinking of poker, I would think they'll try to rip this up higher one more time. That's all I'm thinking. But good luck on it. Yeah, this thing about DG, Dollar General, guys, don't catch that falling knife. It wasn't close. I looked at it. It's not. I'll do that chart later, but it's just not close. Palantir, guys, should. Again, we're trying to figure this out, so I had to go back and look at my chart again, and I just kind of looked at the label in one more time, and I get 5 here. So I think I just didn't have it labeled correct, I guess, earlier, but now I think I do. Look at the bearish divergence here. This peak to that peak to that peak. So I think this is what I would expect in Palantir. Okay. JPM is in the 5 of 5 of 5. It's gonna any moment it's over. We saw that last night. Apple is the same thing. Apple, any moment. It's peaked at any moment, any second. Some news will drop, and that'll be it. That'll be it. So again, looking for a push lower and another wave down. It actually looks like it peaked today. Look at that candle. Nasty. So the buy would be at 192, 182. That's pretty nasty candle on the daily. The yen is in a sideways move right now. Ultimately, it needs another swing strength. It needs more strength. But in the short term, it could easily go weaker, go sideways, erratic. It's kind of not in the news anymore, but it will be at some point in the future again. My Twitter handle is Elliott Wave Sage, one word. Yeah, I saw that 2007 one. It is very similar. That's the flat. That's why I was scared when I saw silver not making that fifth wave. I was like, oh my God, we're back in a flat again, just like we did in 2007 and 8. But I think it's kind of the same idea, like a big push down. It's just I don't think we're in a flat anymore. I think we'll get a more traditional, like like bear market, not like a flat where essentially a flat is like a super crash where that's where people start yelling and screaming at each other on TV. That's where there's all the suicides. That's where everyone that probably follows me, most people will lose all their money. Then the market rips higher when it's over. I mean, but I think the flat is not going to happen because of the way silver's pattern looks like now, and what the Dow Jones is doing and what gold miner. Like there's other sectors that are getting going, and if energy gets going, then I wouldn't really be thinking of flat. I'd be thinking like 1970s kind of correction. That was like a triangle like pattern. It was like something like that, or zigzag down, something like that. Like I wouldn't be with certain sectors getting annihilated and other sectors like going to the moon. That was the 1970 trade. It was like some sectors went to the moon, other sectors were freaking annihilated. So you just have to be in the right sectors, okay? If it's the 70s trade. But I think silver and gold are telling you it's not going to be like a complete everything goes down, go to cash type thing where there's no sector to go to but cash or short. Let's look at PayPal. Yeah, because everyone's like, when's PayPal gonna go down? When's PayPal gonna go down? So PayPal is hanging out in that short area with Square, right? So Square shows a warning sign that that sector, that kind of theme, fintech, could be in trouble. All right, so I made that move higher. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. So you see how this did this here. It could have, yeah, I should have paid more attention to how the labeling. But if you look, that's a B in the connector. So it needed to make another high. We just didn't pay enough attention to the chart. Probably just going too fast. So there you go. Now we're done. Now it's good. Now it looks good. So what does this 5 look like? Wave 3 of 5. Now, here's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very little bearish divergence here, right there. So I could talk myself into it if I want to force the chart to fit my bias, personal bias, but maybe it could go a little higher. But I do think this should rug pull in reverse. Okay. Is Bill chartable? Is Bill chartable? Let's see. Bill. BIL, not this one. Was it 1 to 3 months? Oh, this is a short-term rate. It might be chartable. We have to look at it. I mean, I'll try to chart it. I mean, it looks kind of funky to me. Um, let's see. Yeah, let's just have some fun with this one. You know, A, B, C, D, yeah, 1, 2, 3. We broke the high. All right, so we have to go to the 0. So that gets you way up here. That's like got to be like, what is that, negative rates? Or what does this represent? Bloomberg 1 3-month Treasury bill ETF. So it tends to go up, what, as rates go up? Is that what it's doing? Or as rates go down, it drops? Or well, let me see here. So it looks like to me rates since October 22 have kind of been falling. So this goes up as rates fall. So maybe it's going to do something like this. So that's an extreme view. Let's try a different way to get to target. It's another way, 9409. So that's the other target. So as you can see, it looks like it's almost finished, the sequence. That's probably the target, 94. And then after that, you should get a big drop, just like you've seen before, right? And then another big pump later. Something like that. I don't know. We'll just keep an eye on it. I've never heard of this thing, so I've never heard of it. All right, good luck with that. All right, I got a couple more super chats. Thomas. Yeah, PayPal I did earlier. Hopefully you heard me do that. If not, I'll just mention it real quick. PayPal's ready, almost finished. It's move higher here and then topped. So it's close. Then Carvana, like I said, Carvana's close to catastrophe. Let's take a look at it. It already reversed. I gave you the sell area. I mean, please don't act surprised like, oh my God, I thought it was going to go higher. No, I mean, here it is. Here it is. A big correction. That's going to take quite a while to play out. So I believe that's still top. And it's just going to start grinding lower. Start grinding lower. And then thing about Carvana, guys, just to kind of, again, pump my channel. Way back, we had to buy at $3 and it hit 360 when we saw it reverse here. That was our long signal. If you followed my channel early on, we get these kind of buys, right? Imagine if you bought this at $5 or $6, how much money you would have now at 150. I'm just saying. And we actually had another buy opportunity right here at 40.44. What do you know? Isn't that something? So we've pretty much owned this stock. We've called all these swings right. So here's our next call. And then we'll have another buy opportunity here, somewhere around here. All right, good luck on that. VST. Vistra Corp. All right, so that's one we haven't done before. All right, so this one obviously is in a 3. So this is a 3-4 right here. So this one's an easy one to chart. It looks like that 4 is done. 3. You know, it's the higher time frames what matter. I think that's close enough. So I'm good with that being the low. And now we're pushing higher out of it. So that's either a 3-4 or a 1-2-1-2 setup. Like that. Or it could be another 1-2. Good luck on that. And then, of course, it'll just keep grinding higher. VST. EPI. Wisdom Tree India Earnings Fund. Okay. EPI. All right. Remember, anything that has the word India in it is very bullish. It's just it's the sector, the hot sector, or the hot world market right now. So this is a cycle right here, right? There's your 3, it's probably here, and then your 5. You have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. So there's a cycle here. Now you see how you took this out. So now you're in your 3 of 3. Right? And 5. So 5 could extend. It's very possible, but you're at the risk of this wave 3 ending at any moment, and then you'll get a pullback probably down to 42. The problem here is we can't predict the extension in 5. Like 5 could be done here. We just don't know. We don't know. That's the thing. Elliott Waves does not do a good job predicting extensions. We just try to guess and use clues. So there's your 3. This is your 5. And then this is your like 3. See how this peaks out here? My guess is it's going to extend in 5. But I can't be wrong. Very wrong. This is really tough. I would rather just stick with the bullish count until proven otherwise. Until the market reverses on you. But at some point, all good things come to an end. But this will be another buyable pullback for a final move, or it just keeps extending, right? Which it can do. Thanks for the super chat. Let's end this by circling back at the indices, guys, and take a look. So the SPY is in a weird spot. It's very tricky here. Again, I'm just giving you what my intuition says as a flat 1-2, 1-2, which means we'll get, we'll start our wave 3 down, we should get 450, 554, maybe lower even. That's the play. Now, I mentioned the market maker could do a trick and make B come back up 1, 2, 3, to 567, 68, and then slam it. So you're going to have to be prepared. But if they do that, know what's happening. It's probably not going into 600. It's probably coming back up to be slammed down. That's probably what's going to happen. All right. If that happens tomorrow, I don't think the only way I think it could do that is it needs that mega cap tech to pump with it. Nvidia needs to pump. And Nvidia, didn't move with the technology pump. So I do want to mention Nvidia because I did mention I thought it was going to go higher. We may not get that anymore because the thesis was technology would pump today and that would take Nvidia up too. But that didn't happen. So the thesis is wrong. So because of that, I wouldn't look for this bounce anymore. We have to actually look for a bigger low in this C wave. But what this tells me is we won't probably get down to 80, but whenever this ends, we'll have a rally back up. So it's going to do something like this. Okay, something like that. So that's what I think will happen. So just be prepared. So I don't think you're going to get this like we thought. I think you will get this pump, but I think it's got to go lower now. That's what I'm thinking. That it will go lower. And of course, not in a straight line. It'll have counter trend rallies as this plays out, but the general idea of it. Okay. So the recap of the market tomorrow could be the big day that every bear wants is that big breakdown, and maybe PC is hot, and the other possibility is it pumps and then reverses hard, either the same day tomorrow or it does it next week. And the VIX is kind of the key to the market still. And because they can't manipulate the VIX any lower, it's at massive support, and that's preventing the market from mooning. And eventually, the technicals of the VIX will pull this out, bringing the market down quite a bit. So if this VIX plays out like this tomorrow, the market should have a pretty bad day tomorrow. If it doesn't, and we push down lower and 2 comes down lower, you'll get that pump. But eventually we will be coming out of this. It's just they're just trying to make it hard on us. So I think the market is set up on a T for the bears tomorrow. I think it's set up perfectly. You got energy set up. You got rates set up higher. You got all these things set up ready to roll. Gold and silver ready to roll higher. The commodities ready to roll higher. And you got tech ready to break down. Nvidia break down more. Mega cap, Apple, all those breakdowns. So that's what when I look like take a view across the market, a survey of the market. That's the trade I'm seeing develop coming. And the opposite of that would be, the technology's getting bid or whatever. But I think that will reverse back to what I just said before. If that happens, it would be just a shakeout type thing before that bigger trend. It's just, I think, it just seems like energy and the bond market is starting to behave in a way to make you kind of scratch your head and wonder the market may be ready to go into inflation mode all over again a lot sooner than people think. All right, guys.